And we are live, and the doors of the sanctum have been unlocked and open for the week. And welcome everyone to the Sanctum Sanctorum. I am your illustrious host, Widow's Son, and with me, as always, are my two awesome co-hosts, Dr. Cyrus Oblivion and the Wanderer. And Bran from the Geek Room has come and joined us today. I sent him an invite to see if he just wanted to come and shoot the shit with us on this episode, and he has been gracious enough to come and hang out with us today. Bran, once again, welcome back to the Sanctum. You know you are always welcome here.
Oh yeah, glad to be here. I had a great time last time, so yeah. Anytime I have the opportunity, I will be back.
Oh man, it's like I said. I said on the last episode. You, Billy, Anna, Frank, all of you guys all have an open invitation. You are welcome here anytime. As a matter of fact, I actually just sent Frank a message earlier, and I was just like, "Hey, Brand's coming on. Send him the link. If he wanted to come and hang out with us for a little while today." So who knows? He may magically appear at some point. So
Frank's a wily old guy. You never know.
Well, no. Well, wait a minute. I thought you only had the Wild Billy.
Dude, it's hard to keep up now. We've been canceled a lot this week, so I don't know what's going on at this point.
I caught some remnants of the show in between, like attempting to stay awake because I'm coming off an 8-day stretch from work, and yesterday was my first day off, and I literally was up for damn near 24 hours after I got off yesterday morning at 7:00, and I had been up since almost 10. I'd been up since about 10:15 the night before. So like I was up watching you guys, and then the next thing I know, I dozed off, and I'm like, oh shit.
God, yeah, your sleep is way more important than our bullshit at that point. Get some rest.
I don't know what that word is. Like my cats rest more than I do. As a matter of fact, they're both asleep right now.
Cats seem to be pretty good at that. I'm a little jealous.
I know. I wish I had my cat's existence.
My dog's good when he wants to be.
Doc, how you doing, brother? Real quick, everyone, I do want to say a quick thank you to everyone in the Discord for sending much love to Doc this week. He lost his grandmother last week, and thank you,
that, man.
Well, thanks, y'all. Yeah, I'm doing about as well as can be expected. The funeral was Wednesday. She's kind of been going down. She'd been going downhill for the last few years, and she didn't have Alzheimer's, but she had a different type of dementia because with Alzheimer's, the most recent memories fade, and then finally the earliest memories fade. With hers, it was like gaps of memories would go. So when I went with my mom to go see her the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I don't think she even remembered me at that point. So it was terrible. So it was just such a horrible thing. And I was like, she's not there. And I've been over the last 4 or 5 years losing my grandmother. And then when she passed, it was kind of expected, but I did have an emotional breakdown on my way back home. And then I got to my apartment here in Nashville, and I was like, I had another one. I was like, oh, okay, I've got to go be with friends right now because I couldn't be alone. And I went to a bar. One of my friends is a bartender, and caught up with her, and she bought me a beer, so that was good on that.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, and I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but in all jokingness, at least you didn't retreat into hookers and blow.
that's true. I mean, because that I guess that's always an option.
Always.
Well, one of the things that did happen that was pretty funny at the funeral, we're like me and my mom and brother and sister and niece and sister-in-law are up with the rest of the family viewing the body, and we're all kind of huddled together. And it was right before they closed the casket, and so here the way they do, I don't know how they do funerals in other countries, but they had the flowers sitting on top of the casket.
Yeah.
And one of the flowers was casting a shadow onto her hand. And then some wind came by and made the flower move, thus make the shadow move on her hand. And my brother just sees this movement out of the corner of his eye and thought it was her hand moving. And, and he just goes, oh! It's like almost has a heart attack. And we're like, what? And he told us that, and then you just see us all like die out laughing while everybody else is like just really sad and standing there. Oh yeah, one of my other cousins was standing there when she saw it. She started laughing too. So it was kind of one of those moments that we needed at the funeral.
Oh yeah.
Nice moment of levity.
Yeah,
with Alzheimer's, I can kind of relate to that. I had a distant uncle who sadly suffered from Alzheimer's. He died in 2015. I didn't get to know him very well because I live on basically the other side of the country to him. But it's a terrible experience, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody because it would really hurt to go and see him and then have him not recognize my face.
Yeah, well,
that's kind of like what I went through with my dad. My dad had several. He had several light strokes over the course of a few days, and it affected his short-term memory. And thank God it wasn't his long-term. But I could go and spend like an entire afternoon with him, and then a little while later he wouldn't even remember that I had been there. So, but
that's awful, man. I'm sorry about that.
But Bran, what's been? Oh, sorry, Doc. What's been?
No, I was just going to say, it's like the sad thing about Alzheimer's or dementia is you lose the person 3 times. You lose the person that they were like the moment that it starts to affect them, and then you find out. And then you lose them again when they cease to remember you, and then you lose them the 3rd time when they're dead.
Yeah. Well, Doc, that we're here for you, and I tried to definitely I was trying to give you some time and everything, but I made a point to reach out to you and check on you. So,
and I appreciate that. I'm so thankful everybody reached out and offered their condolences. It means a lot.
Well, I mean, I was thinking about telling Bran that he should come and knock on your front door with a case of beer and just be like, "Hey, buddy, sorry to, here you go."
So, Bran, you live in Nashville or something, or?
No. I was just gonna tell him, just be like, "Hey, man, you should go to Nashville. Here, knock on his door." So
I'm below the Mason-Dixon line with you, though.
Okay, cool.
I'm in South Carolina.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's pretty bad.
He lives in South Carolina, dude.
Well, at least it's not Mississippi.
Okay, see, that's what I always tell myself, but I use Alabama.
Hey, I live in Alabama right now. but I'm actually originally, Doc and I are both originally from Mississippi.
So we can knock on that state all we want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, don't feel bad for laughing at me. I mean, I sometimes wonder, like, why in the fuck am I still in Alabama?
I have that same thought here. So
well, I mean, the one good thing out of the entire situation is my best friend. She actually moved here like the same little town where I live. She actually moved here not too long ago, and so I get to see her quite a bit, and her and her boyfriend, we all hang out, and me and him, we play D&D together and Magic, and all this other kind of stuff. So I mean, that's a plus. I get to spend time with my best friend. So
it's kind of funny that you say, "Oh yeah, why the fuck am I still in Nevada?" I think the same thing, but about the entirety of like England, because obviously with the university, I don't just put my eggs all in one basket, but I have 5 different choices, and one of those choices is to go with my friends to Scotland to see my boy Stu Dog. You know how it goes, but yeah, we're thinking about going to Scotland, but yeah, just to get out of the shithole.
well, thanks, Sterno. I really, I don't know if he's talking about Alabama or South Carolina or Tennessee.
6 of one, half a dozen of another, right?
I was just about to say that.
We have the ancestral state and the man from the land of the funny teeth.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we can do. Wanderer, you can come over here and you can pick from Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina, and Bran, Doc, and I will all move to England, and I think that would be a fair trade.
Where has the most like sand?
The most sand?
Yeah, I want to eat sand.
South Carolina's coastal, so we do have beaches.
And
I'll go to the beach and eat sand.
And Alabama's coastal once you go further south, so
yeah,
right. It's either one of them two. I'm gonna go eat sand.
You could always go to Myrtle Beach, eat you some sand, and get shot. It's a good time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That's like an amalgamation of all my favorite things.
I've actually been to Myrtle Beach like a long time ago, like when I was a kid.
Did you get shot
there?
No,
did you get shot?
Obviously, I didn't get shot.
It's been more of a recent turn. I'd say in the last 5 years, Myrtle Beach has become a little bit more dangerous than it used to be.
Yeah, I'd say it's the same with England, except there's been it's went from like drugs to stabby very, very quickly.
Yeah, and I thought it was really
across the board.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Wanderer.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Well, I thought it was really interesting that the mayor was like, "Oh, I have an idea. How about we just ban people from carrying knives, as opposed to dealing with the actual problem?" It's like, "Oh, why are these people stabbing?"
You're not allowed to carry a butter knife. Too bad. English people can't carry fucking hammers around like it's the 1700s anymore.
Apparently, if Bran, Doc, and I move to England, Sterno's going to come rescue us in his Viking ship.
That sounds epic.
Look. Yeah, totally.
Danish man, rescue me from my pitiful country.
Do we get to pillage and plunder along the way?
Yeah. Let's go beat the Spanish.
It kind of sounds like we're going to need a spaceship because every place we've brought up across the planet is just like, yep, sucks here too.
I've told Wanderer what he should do is when he gets done with college and everything, he needs to save up some money and he needs to go spend about a week in Amsterdam.
That's going to go really well or really bad.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if it's with the the homies, the boys, the dudes.
I'd be very careful.
Go 2 ways.
I'd be very careful. I've read enough of Reddit's "Let's Not Meet" column to know that Amsterdam can turn into something interesting.
Well, yeah, because you got legal weed and a red light district, and I think that's pretty much the only 2 reasons to go to Amsterdam at this point.
Crack houses.
Legal everything.
Do what?
Crack houses.
Oh, we have those here too.
Let's go, dude. I want to go to both of them.
You want Wanderer wants to take a tour, to take a crack house tour.
The Great American Tour.
Dude, that's the best goddamn. That should be like some sort of YouTube series. You know the MTV Cribs, except that with crack house.
This is where the magic happens, meaning this is where you do the crack.
forget the haunted tours and the ghost tours and all that. Let's take the crack house tour.
This is a shrine to Whitney Houston.
What's up, guys? My name's Jake Paul. Welcome to my Team 10 mansion. Nah, fuck that, dude. We want the crack house tour immediately.
You just and you could kind of bleed over the ghost thing. You know, it starts as ghost. You know, you hear like Whitney saying "Bobby BB," and then next thing you know, the real crackheads come out. Then you don't need your EVP and shit anymore. You just got to go.
They be speaking they do indeed, like, I know this from first-hand experience. Crackheads, they speak the Minecraft enchantment table language. So yeah, be prepared to not know a fucking word they're saying.
They're speaking in pipe, kind of like speaking
They speak the ancient language of glass pipe.
A pipe? Do.
No, honestly, honestly, if I could, like, because just to be honest, like, I have never crossed the Mason-Dixon line ever. I've been all over the South. I've been to South Carolina. I've been to Georgia. I've been to Florida. I grew up in Mississippi, and I came over to Alabama a little bit here and there because this is actually where my mom is originally from. I think I may have been to Texas at some point, but obviously I don't remember. It couldn't have been that memorable because it's Texas.
Texas is one of those states that you can stumble into and not even realize you're in.
It's the Whataburger state.
When you see I guess the best way to know that you're actually in Texas is if you actually see everybody carrying a gun, or if you walk into a gas station to get like a drink and fill up your car, and they offer to sell you like a 357 or something.
right.
Buy our Alamo shirt.
Ah, my good friend, can I interest you in some 44 armor piercings?
But
hey,
I've never been out of the South, and I really, really hate to say that.
Oh,
I've
man,
been, I've been quite to many different places and never been to America. My girlfriend hasn't. She saw people shooting heroin up their veins in California.
Well, that's California. That's like the wrong one to go to.
The wrong America.
I'll tell her that. The wrong one. We got the wrong one, boys.
No.
Texas and California are basically like their own countries.
Well, in California,
I'd say Florida as well.
Economy-wise.
San Francisco, they have a map that lays out.
Well, they have maps everywhere.
Well, no, not this map, because get ready for it. Brace yourselves. Is everybody sitting down? Because the map that they have for San Francisco is where human feces are all over the street.
Nice.
That sounds so epic.
Come check out the turds.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's take
the turd tour.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's take the turd tour.
Dude, I do something on my stream. I haven't streamed in like over a month now, but because of college work and shit. But on my streams, sometimes when I need to take a shit or something, I go take a shit, and then I come back and it's like it's poop review time. So let's do that, but international, baby.
Fuck yes.
All right. Here.
Well, at least he doesn't take the camera with him to the bathroom.
Here, I'm going to share this with you guys. Hold on, because let's see. All right, let me know when you can see it.
The Freedom Trail.
This says someone made an interactive San Francisco poop map.
That's so
a lot of shit.
God, that is, oh my god.
I think that's almost as much shit as you'll find on YouTube most of the time.
Yeah, let's see. Let's zoom in.
Holy shit!
My God,
They call it the land of the feces.
You want us to see it?
God.
Is the whole city of San Francisco just like an open toilet?
It's a fecal
poop
fortress.
city.
Yeah. It looks like
Oh,
Dude, like, okay, so the darker areas, there's more poop there? Is that what I'm to understand?
Some more
Yeah.
concentrated interdimensional warps.
Yeah.
It's more highly concentrated in like the northeast region.
I mean,
Up the north, oh yeah.
like if you're, I mean, think about it. I feel sorry for the people at spots where there isn't a brown marking because they're like surrounded by poop.
But no, they should consider themselves lucky because they live in a poop-free area.
They may have to commute through the shit though.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like
and-
a fucking. You know that one scene in the original Star Wars movie where it's like the walls are closing in on
Yeah.
like Han and Luke and people. It's like that just with shit.
Just like they're dying, R2. Listen, they're dying.
3PO, pause the poop wave, pause the poop wave.
Can you imagine like drowning in shit? Is there a worse way to go?
I think about it every
Wait a minute,
day.
wait a minute. I can answer that. And okay, and to repeat the question, is there a worse way to go? Yes. Shani could sit on your face.
Well, you know that. See, it could be the same thing involved here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of processed DoorDash in there just waiting to come out.
Well, I mean, also look at this. In San Francisco, if you take your dog outside and your dog poops and you don't pick it up, you can get fined. But you could take a dump on the sidewalk and be perfectly okay if you don't clean up after yourself.
Well, I'm pretty sure that no one here on the show right now has actually like taken a shit in the street.
Yeah, I've done that.
I mean, it's on my bucket list.
Not in the street.
Yeah.
I've done it. I did it at a skate park one time.
Like on the ramp or something.
Yeah, like right as you're coming down the half pipe, I dropped one there. Some guy got really mad and tried to hit me. It was funny.
I took one at Buckingham Palace just right outside the gate. Nobody stopped me.
Is that true?
No. I wish. I mean, I would. No, I haven't pooped on the street. No. I want to though. It's on my bucket list, like dog. That'd be so epic. Also, if you don't clean up your dog's poop, dude, I'm gonna get Bobby to kick your ass, dude.
Let go of my purse. I don't know you.
Speaking of which, dude, I was fucking freaking out the other night, regarding Bobby because basically.
No, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Wander, before you continue, Bran, I have to hear this story. Why did this occur?
So you have to understand, I grew up in between like the cancellation of Beavis and Butthead and the insurgence of Jackass. So I was kind of in between those two growing up. So, and there, believe it or not, this stuff is actually on the Geek Room's Patreon. Some of it is. We used to kind of do our own like homemade Jackass, CKY type stuff. And that just happened to be one of the things that happened. I almost got hit with a skateboard in the back of the head, but it was a fun time.
Well, now when you said you did it at a skate park, I was like, were you like skating and just like happened to have like really need to take a shit, or did you just like?
Yeah, I figured, you know what, fuck it, like the porta potties are all the way on the other side of the Civic Center. I'm gonna shit here. Let's see what happens.
like Bran was like like mid trick on the pipe, and he was just like, all right, I can't hold it anymore.
It just shoots out like 2 miles an hour.
Right. It just like he was like in midair and he just let it go and it just fell out of like the leg of his shorts.
It was such a solid one that I actually like impaled the ground a little bit. It was like a big crater.
I took out a bird.
He like poked. Was it a metal ramp or was it wood or?
It was wooden.
Okay, I was gonna say yeah. So he like poked a hole in the wood ramp with it. And
ladies and gentlemen, Sniper Elite, the new game.
It's a crossover with Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Let's fucking go.
I don't know why, but I would actually play that game.
DLC content.
No, the I don't. Wow, just looking at that map. Oh my god, I don't think I want to go to now. If you know, from what I've been now, one of the books that I'm actually reading is it's called A Long Strange Trip, and it's the history of the Grateful Dead, and like they talk about a lot of San Francisco, like back in the '60s, Ashbury and all of that and everything, and it sounds really, really cool. Like to like just listen, like just to read them describing it. Um, a lot of the houses and the apartments and like the theaters and everything like that. But now that I see that map, I'm like, ew, no. I no. Just no.
Stop it. Get some help.
It's like you've ruined San Francisco for me.
Yeah, man. It's like they could house some of these homeless people if they really wanted to. If they really wanted to, not just from a cleaning up an issue perspective, but just a humanitarian perspective, they could do it. I mean, if you look at the sheer amount of houses that no one lives in, it's a problem that could be dealt with at least on a massive scale, but they're not going to do it.
Right. One I'm a big Dead Kennedys fan, and Jello Biafra, their former lead singer, he does like political and social activist speaking, and he's put out like several spoken word records. And one thing that he pointed out at one point is and if you go to pretty much like almost any major city where there is an abundance of wealth, one thing you run into is, like, of course the wealthy people own a lot of the property in the city, but people, like, they will literally buy buildings and leave them vacant for tax write-off purposes. And I'm like, that would be a perfect way to kind of help homeless people get off the streets and try to make a better life for themselves. And I actually looked into that, and it's legitimate. Like, a lot of people will just buy buildings and leave them vacant just so they can write them off at the end of the year every year.
Well, and when you look at some of that stuff too, though, I mean, like with a lot of those buildings, sometimes there are holdups. They're not necessarily holding on to them just to write them off. I mean, I'm certain there are in some cases, because as many people who exist, that's bound to happen. But in a lot of those cases, there are holdups from city governments, from banks, and all these other people where it's like, hey, you have this old industrial building that we're going to convert into housing for people. And they go to turn it into upscale housing because we all hear of gentrification. And what they wind up doing is causing it to
Brand, you're wrong.
they cause it's so yeah, they do get that write-off at the end, but sometimes there are holdups that are well beyond what the people want. And oftentimes when you look at it, the city, there's a lot of politics at play in these big cities. And if you just so happen to have pissed off somebody that's either in the mayor's office or the mayor himself, and they look at you as a political enemy or political opponent, they're going to do everything they legally can to try to hold you up. So sometimes a lot of times what they're doing is they're just sitting on that property, letting the value go up, and they're just going to wait out whichever political jackass they have to wait out.
Yeah. Brand, what am I looking at?
This is a proposal via a glory hole.
That's the steal.
I couldn't really.
I haven't been on this particular StreamYard account in a while, so I was kind of just looking it over all the icons I had.
Oh my god! Well, I mean, I was going to say at least he's not trying to get us, band or the episode pulled down. So, I mean, as long as it's a hand and not something else, I guess.
I got you. Trust me, man. I wouldn't do that to you.
But wow, what an unusual way to propose to someone.
Found love in a magical place. Is that better?
No, that's worse. Mommy, the rhino's scaring me. Oh my God. So Bran, what's been new with you lately, man? I know you guys had a show last night, and you and I are doing the bloody breakdown this evening. What's new with you, my friend?
Over at the Geek Room, we're just dealing with some legitimately crazy people who like to dox me and shit like that. We're dealing with that over there, so that's a bit of a handful, but we've kind of had fun with it, regardless of some of the more serious matters that we've been dealing with. But like you said, Bloody Breakdown tonight, you're going to be on there. We're going to be talking some Christmas themed horror films, so that should be very interesting.
Oh yeah, I had to go and re-educate myself on the Krampus movie, and we'll get into more of that tonight. But now one thing, because as everybody knows, everybody knows Bran was on with us a couple of weeks ago with the Wild Billy. Oh, and by the way, while I'm thinking of it, Cloppy is awesome.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like my whole thing was, in his limited performance, I think he's already outdone Billy.
One of the things I was saying in the chat last night to Frank is, I think you guys should make a Cloppy T-shirt.
You think so? You're not the first person to mention this.
I would totally buy a Cloppy T-shirt. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, we so I had some people ask about that. Basically, Billy was kind of a video taken out of. Well, I made a video myself because we had a running gag on the show. Billy had a Richard Spencer haircut at the time. We always we always would be like, Billy's racist or whatever. Like, it was always tongue in cheek. It was always, just a joke. So I made over a year ago a video clipping and taking things out of context to make Billy look as if he was actually a racist. So these crazy people that dox me get their hands on it, and they release it as if it is legitimately, like, got them. So that's kind of where the whole thing came from. We were just like, yeah, at the beginning of the episode, we're going to, air quotes, fire Billy, and we're going to have him come on with... if you look at my response, I legitimately didn't know what the fuck he was going to have on his face when he came into frame. So that's a legitimate laugh for me, but... Once again, yes, I'm Team Cloppy.
Oh yeah, so am I. Like as soon as I saw that, I was just like, how can we send Cloppy apples? I want to send Cloppy a bag of apples. Or, but yeah, I would totally buy a Team Cloppy T-shirt. Absolutely.
We may have to start on that. Like what the fuck? It's so funny how like stupid shit can be some of like people's favorite thing. Like 5 seconds before we go live, hey Billy, go throw something over your face so we can do this bit, and then it happens and people enjoy it. I'm glad.
Oh yeah, I mean that's that's one thing. Like that's one reason why I really like improv. I've always been a big fan of the Whose Line Is It Anyway, and
oh yeah.
I've always been a huge fan of that. And one of my favorite games that they used to play was it was something where like they would all put on like different hats and they were making like the world's worst dating service video. And yeah, that's what that kind of reminded me of when I saw Billy do that last night. I was just like, oh Jesus. but no one. But yeah, I had to mention that that Kloppy is awesome, and I definitely would love I would love a Team Kloppy T-shirt, preferably in black, because I mostly wear like black band shirts anyway. So
Oh, I got you, man. I'm pretty much the same way. I'm wearing a black Halloween shirt right now, and yesterday I was wearing a black Child's Play shirt,
I'm
and
actually
so yeah.
I actually have I'm actually wearing my Mayhem shirt right now. I got to see them in Birmingham, Alabama several years back. Don't ask me why a Norwegian black metal band was playing in Birmingham of all places, but I got to go see like the grandfathers of Norwegian black metal play live, and it was absolutely amazing. And of course, I'm going to buy a goddamn T-shirt. I'm like, how? I mean, when will I ever get the opportunity to see these guys play live again? Who knows? But I'm walking away with a T-shirt. So yeah, this is like my it's like my favorite fucking shirt in the world. But no, what I was going to mention is because we were talking about the breakdown and everything, and that was in the video I sent you, which we'll get to that in just a second. That was when I sent you that idea that I'd been thinking about that, and I was just like, has he ever considered maybe doing a breakdown about the connections between, or like comparing and contrasting death metal and horror movies?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I did enjoy the video you sent me, but there's no way I could ever use any clips and do a breakdown of that.
Actually, now you could. I mean, they would
Clever
be
editing.
exactly. What the video that I sent to Brand is there's it's a death metal band called Necrophagia. And Doc, I'm sure you've never heard of them, and Wander, I know you're not really, because I know some of the stuff like that I've sent you that's been like really really hard and like a lot of screaming and stuff like it's just not like your cup of tea. But this is a death metal band that I just came upon by accident. And the only reason I came upon them is because Phil Anselmo actually played like on one record and like one EP that they did. And they put out a underground video called Through the Eyes of the Dead. And it's very hard to find now. Like I found it on DVD, but like the VHS is like a rarity. Like if you can come across that, it's basically like finding like VHS gold almost. But I knew Brand was really into horror movies, and I'm just like, I wonder if he's seen this before or even knows of its existence. So I sent it to him thinking, I was thinking one or two things. I'm just like, okay, number one, he's either going to message me back and be like, what the fuck did you just have me watch? Or number two, he's going to be like, this is awesome. And I got the this is awesome response. Because honestly, when I sent it to you, I was just like, ooh, this could be good or bad. And because I actually went, no, seriously, because I mean, like I said, I have it on DVD and they have like the full thing up on YouTube. And I actually went back and I watched it again for like the 100th time. And I had already sent it to you, and they got through that first video, and I'm just like, yeah, he's probably going to think there's something mentally wrong with me.
You and I both. I mean, like at the end of the day, I run two YouTube channels. One of them is talking about just gore, gross film, and the other is making fun of the absolute worst the planet Earth has to offer. So, my sense of entertainment may be a bit skewed, but I enjoyed it.
I will, and that's good to hear. But no, there are parts of it that you could show. You would just have to be very, very careful with the editing,
Right.
um, especially from that first video, um, which motherfucker, I can't remember which song that is. Um, and it's like it's like I was saying before we got started. Um, I'm sure like the music probably threw you off a little bit because the vocals are something to be desired, definitely, and I'm not absolutely crazy about them. I'm actually more just about like the band, like the music itself. Um, but it is rather fitting. Uh, Now that second video, that's was something I was going to ask you about because that actually looked like from a movie, like an actual movie. I just don't know how right I am on that,
I
or
I would have to go back and look to see specifically which one you're. Let me pull it back up and see. So it's the second video.
yeah, it's not the first one because the first one is the one where the people are walking through the woods and the maniac comes out and the weird thing on the beach and all of that, and that's all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah, the weird thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll leave it at that.
yeah, the yeah that could. I mean, I love gory and weird shit too, but that every time I've watched that video, I'm just like,
That part reminds me of how High Tension begins. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but it's almost kind of like that.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it. Doc, have you heard of that movie?
Which movie is that?
High Tension.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, there's some let's just say sexual acts with a part of a body that's not connected to the body anymore. I'll leave it there. That's how that film begins. So,
I think we ran Wanderer off.
That
How the
sounds like a family reunion in Alabama.
No, I'm here. I was just listening to a voice memo my girlfriend let me. She's in the middle
Oh.
right now, but I just read a story on fucking Twitter about this mall Santa that with his elves beat up this girl's stepdad for molesting her, and I think that's just like a total Chad move. That is that fucking Chad Santa. I'm in the Christmas spirit now. I've been feeling like dead.
Okay, so a mall Santa and his elves beating up a dude puts you in the Christmas spirit.
Because like they were beating up a dude because he was like being a pedo.
Oh, well,
Order.
you were going in and out, and I couldn't.
Oh, is my internet being shitty? My apologies. But yeah, that they like basically the girls was like this year Santa I wish for my stepdad to stop touching me weird, and then this Santa got up with all of his elves and just beat the crap out the guy to the point where he was unconscious.
Go
And I think
Santa.
that's fucking beast.
right?
That is amazing. That's the type of shit we need nowadays.
We need
That little girl believes in Santa definitely now.
we need vigilante Santas going around beating up pedo
Miscreants.
Punish.
dads. But no, what I was talking about, because that I swear that second video, because it starts out with that dude, he's walking down the street and then he ends up back in his house and then he's just like eating raw flesh and all of that. That looks like a movie. It looks like a movie, like scenes from a movie.
There's a cutscene in here that looks like it's directly from Cannibal Holocaust. But other than that, I don't see anything that's grabbing my attention.
Are you? Hang on. Hang on. Let me pull it up and let me see if I can timestamp it.
Yeah.
I'll
In the
just pull it
meantime,
up I'll just pull it up on my phone.
any of you guys played Cyberpunk yet?
I have not.
I
Nah.
I don't have a system that would support that game.
I haven't, but I've heard the horror stories. If you have a regular PS4,
Oh god, yeah. So I have an Xbox One S, and I'm holding off getting it because of the rumors. I've seen gameplay as well; it's terrible. So I'm gonna hold off until my PC's built. It's yeah. I mean, my friend who plays on PC, he's encountered at least like 2 or 3 bugs now, but apart from that, that's it. He says he's really enjoying it so far. So I guess it's just down to if you encounter certain bugs or if you don't, and what system you play on as well.
Like everybody's, I mean, and I understand like this is a game like everybody's been looking forward to and everything, but like you keep hearing people like talk about like, streaming playing this game. And I'm like, yeah, you and like maybe 500 other people.
Oh yeah, there was like 73,000 people streaming it on day one, and quite honestly, I'm surprised anybody's like feeling confident about streaming that game, considering how much emphasis on a genital customization that there is in that game.
Yeah, because
Luckily, they have the
we all know we
censorship
need,
one because
yeah, because we all know we need to customize the genitals. So
yeah.
Uh,
Dude, I am outraged. They only have 2 penis options. Where's the micro penis?
Brand, the timestamp on that would be 6 minutes and starting at 6 minutes and 59 seconds.
You said 6:59.
6:59. Yeah.
All right, let me go check it out.
Because see. I mean, honestly, I mean, and a lot of the album that they're playing in this video, I love the title, the Holocausto de la Morte. I'm just like,
This does kind of look like something like maybe from the late 70s type of film you would have seen in like a grindhouse type exploitational kind of film, but I don't know if it is or not. I see where you're coming from. It damn sure looks like that era of film.
I just, every time I watch that, I'm just like, this has to be a movie and of some kind of from somewhere, and anywhere that I've ever looked, like, and I obviously haven't been digging deep enough, I guess, but I can't find anything about it. Because I would love to, if it is in fact a movie, I want to watch it. I want to watch this movie, whatever it may be. I want to watch it. Now you were talking about the beginning of High Tension. Did you ever? And I'm sure you have. And I've been when you invited me to come on the breakdown with you, I've been going back and watching a lot of that, and I've seen your collection, which is very impressive, by the way, very impressive.
Thank you.
I was wondering, is there a VHS wall somewhere?
I have very few VHS. When I first started collecting, I was like 9, so this was 1996. So I had a lot of VHS. Unfortunately, during a move, my parents, I believe, knowingly told me to stash a lot of them in the attic, and a lot of them melted. So yeah.
Oh,
I have a few left, but not many.
My heart breaks for you.
Yeah, it kind of hurt. I lost some pretty cool stuff. It was like a 2-tape Halloween 20th anniversary that had I think it was number 4 out of 40,000.
Oh.
So yeah, that hurt.
Oh man. Oh, now my heart breaks and bleeds for you. But you were, like I said, you were talking about the beginning of High Tension, and I'm going out on a limb here, but you being a collector, I'm assuming that it may possibly be in your collection. Necromantic.
No, see, I'm not too familiar with it. Now, I've heard people discuss this film before, but I have never seen it, nor have I ever really found a copy of it. Now, I've never went out just looking for it intentionally, but I've never run across one either.
I have actually seen this movie. a friend of mine gave me I shouldn't say gave. He loaned me a external hard drive that had like a ton of old horror and old exploitation films on it, and that movie was on it, and I actually watched it. Um, whew, yeah,
Oh, is it like that, huh?
yeah. Um, and believe it or not, there's actually two of them. There are two of these movies in existence.
Wait, what?
There's a necromantic one and there's a necromantic two.
Oh wow, they made a sequel to this. Okay. Okay.
Brand's like, maybe I should like go on Amazon and try to buy these now.
I may have to check them out. Like I said, I've heard rumblings about the film before. I didn't know it had a sequel, but I've heard rumblings about it before. It's on a long list of movies that I would like to at least watch. Or
At
pick
least
up.
watch once.
Yeah.
But no, like that hard drive he loaned me, it had that's where I saw Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS, and which is a great movie. It's a good movie. Let's see what else there was. Cannibal.
Basically a porno.
6 of one, half a dozen of another.
Exactly. It's
kind of.
It's well, I mean, it could be considered that to a certain extent, but it's more of just like it's just more of a like a that's late 70s. Am I correct on that, Brian?
That sounds about right.
I'm horrible with dates when it comes to the like the later movies, because I'm more familiar when it starts getting into like like the early and mid 80s and stuff like that.
Sure.
But no, it had Ilsa on it. It had Cannibal Fiat. He had Cannibal Holocaust on there, and of course I had to go back and watch that. And that was probably like maybe like the fourth or fifth time that I've ever seen that movie. As much as I love it, it's not one that I want to watch like all the time.
So Ilsa was 75, by the way. I just Googled it. So yeah,
okay.
you were there.
Okay. And now that you have access Google on the show, you now have a black belt in Google Fu.
Fuck yeah.
As far as the Sanctum goes, we all have our black belts in Google Fu. We now give you your Sanctum Sanctorum black belt in Google Fu.
I am on.
Welcome to the Creed, brother.
It's an elite. It's almost like the Black Jacket Club on Hell's Kitchen almost. There's an elite few who make it at the same time, except we're not standing over you yelling that your fucking pork is raw and your risotto looks like it like came out of the asshole of some douchebag in the dining room.
I don't know what's wrong with that. I love the pork raw.
I knew it. That was almost like a Billy joke.
Yeah, see, it really is. It's just, you just underhand tossed me that bitch, and I hit that motherfucker out of the park.
I was actually waiting for Doc to say something too, to make an off-colored joke.
No, he's got it handled.
If we, I guess if we ever have to fire Doc, I guess we'll just let Brand take his place.
You got a way sweeter mustache than I do, though.
He's got the Sam Elliott stash,
right?
It's like Sam Elliott meets Hulk Hogan meets 70s porn star.
Brother.
What you gonna do, brother? Now imagine like if if Hulk Hogan actually had Sam Elliott's voice and tried to cut a promo.
Oh shit, that would be interesting actually.
That yeah.
You'd have my attention pretty much everything you said. So
It's like yeah, I'll buy whatever merchandise you're pushing. Go ahead. Just send it all to me. I just ordered 6 dozen Hulk Hogan shirts.
because you are a real American. Fight for the rights of every man.
See, it's nice that it's see someone who gets old school wrestling references. Yes, that's another conversation that you me and Doc definitely need to have sometime.
Just don't invite Billy.
Oh, I know. I
He
remember.
hates wrestling. He shits all over it.
I'm well aware because I tried to start that conversation. Then, and of course, I got the I don't watch white trash soap operas or something like that.
Yeah, he here's the thing. Anytime Billy gives you shit about wrestling, just remind him he listens to Screamo, and then that conversation generally ends.
Now, wait a minute. Now, who's watching TV?
I don't know. I heard something.
Doc, are you
Yeah,
watching
me.
TV?
No.
Are you watching TV, Wanderer?
Nah, I'm scrolling
No, I
Instagram
received
with
a
the
phone call.
sound off.
I kept hearing like a TV or a YouTube video or something coming from somewhere.
Yeah, it sounded like an ad of some sort.
It wasn't me. I was scrolling through pictures on Instagram, and this volume's off on my phone. So, also Sterno, I'll 1v1 you on Garfield's card.
Doc, what have I told you about playing your porn while we're broadcasting? This is not the time for that.
Hey,
No.
I guess it depends how he handles himself while he's watching the porn, right?
Yeah,
You
Pun
can be a
intended.
gentleman about it.
Pun
different strokes for different folks, I guess, if you get that reference.
Wow. Thanks, guys.
It's okay, Doc.
You know pretty much nothing is off topic when we're live, dude.
Oh, do you guys want to hear the story of how my dog had to get admitted to the vet and possibly could have died
Oh shit.
recently?
What'd you do to Bobby?
Well, it's more like what did Bobby do to almost kill himself? Well,
Damn it,
so
Bobby.
story starts. My
No, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at the situation with Bobby Wanderer. Brand just stole my line. He just stole my line.
Either way, so it starts. A package comes in the mail. This package is although it is unbeknownst to my father, it is indeed a present which is going to be sent to my grandparents who live quite a while away. So the package was unopened and he thought it was just like some clothes or something. Either way, he puts it on a very small kind of box thing that's in my parents' room. Now the door hinge is actually broken on my parents' room. So if Bobby was to go up there, he could literally push the door and it could open. And this was the second time now that we have left him in the house alone in what must be around a month. So he still gets quite anxious when people leave. And when he gets anxious, he breaks shit. What does he do? He tears open this package and consumes some of the interior. Now, what was this interior? Alcohol infused chocolates.
What?
So I get home and I notice Bobby's eyes are like bloodshot red. And there is like some brown stuff on the floor, like brown goop. I was like, oh no, Bobby doesn't have this shit, says he? Well, it turns out that was vomit. And then my brother's like, oh yeah, Bobby's been sick. I don't know what he's done. Then I step on something on the floor and I pick it up and it's a chocolate covered in saliva. And I'm like, oh no. So I run to my parents' room and it is a tip. So then I frantically call my dad. I was like, Dad, I think Bobby's ate chocolate. We might need to take him to the vet immediately. And basically we waited until my mum got home, and he had ate probably. It's hard to say how many he ate, but judging on how much he puked, which was a total of 10 times in the space of 3 hours, it was a lot. So we took him there, and he stayed at the vet overnight. Now I was worried sick, and luckily he came back in the morning and he was totally fine. But he's got like these 2 shaved parts on his legs, and they took his blood and stuff. He had a very high heart rate, so they just put him on sedatives and stuff. But he seems to be all right now.
His blood alcohol level was like 0.75 or like
Yeah, it was
1.75.
Shit.
Well, you see, at the start, dude, like we thought he ate the entire pack, but obviously excluding the one that I found and the other one that was on my parents' floor, and there was, I believe another one. But then my dad was doing a pretty deep clean of the entire house, because obviously dog vomit stinks, any type of vomit stinks, and also just in case there was any bits of chocolate still lying about, in case he ate it. So my dad looks under the bed, and there's like 6 different pieces of chocolate underneath the bed, like whole pieces. So that means that he didn't eat as much as we thought he did originally. So thank fuck for that. But yeah, he seems to be all right now. He's still making a couple funny noises here and there. But yeah, he's on the road to recovery. Either way, that was a heart attack and a half.
I bet so.
Yeah, considering this, he's a year and a half old right now. And that would fucking kill me if I let that dog in harm's way at the age of 18 months. I couldn't live with that. I'd be fucking devastated.
Well, well, if there's anything that we can take away from this situation, and like I said, I'm not making light of it. Glad to hear Bobby's going to be okay. Definitely. But number 2, he definitely can't hold his booze.
Oh, dude,
That's
he
true.
can't. He was acting so funny.
Now I've actually seen like people give their dogs like alcohol. Like,
You are really not meant to do that. You are fucking not meant to do that.
No.
Oh shit.
well, no, like I
No.
mean, like, okay, all right. You were telling that I'll tell a story about my dad. When I was growing up, I grew up with dachshunds, wiener dogs.
Oh yeah.
And we had this one, her name was Molly. And Molly was my daddy's buddy. Wherever you saw my dad, Molly was right behind him. Well, Molly liked beer.
What the fuck?
And my dad, outside, Molly had 2 dishes. She had one for water and one for beer. And my dad was telling me one time he was outside and my dad, when I was growing up, Brand Dog, do you remember like the beer cans that had like the actual pull tabs on them?
Yes.
I think we lost Brand.
Yeah, I remember them.
Oh, Brand, are you still with us?
You'll probably come back in a sec.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I was my wife was just getting in.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Oh no. So what's up?
I was saying, do you remember the beer cans that had the pull tabs on them?
Oh yeah, that's pretty old school.
Yeah. So my dad, he was the kind of guy, like when he would open one, he would pull it off and he would actually drop it down in the beer, like in the can when he was drinking it. I remember I asked him why he did that one time. He's like, so I always know where it is. I'm like, well, okay. That's dad logic for you. So anyway, he told me that he was sitting outside one day and he opened one and he poured some of it over into the empty dish. And he said that Molly was just over there just lapping at it. He said he looked over a few minutes later and she was laying on her back in the sun, belly up, and you could just hear going, and he looks at her and goes, Molly, you're drunk. And then the next thing he heard was, She had literally fallen asleep. And yeah, so I mean, I guess some breeds can actually consume small amounts or something. I mean, I'm not condoning giving your pets booze. I mean, it's not like I'm giving my cats wine or anything. I sure as hell wouldn't do that.
I think it depends on the breed. And it also depends on the size of the dog. When I was frantically researching, waiting for my dad to get home, and also in between cleaning up pools of vomit that Bobby was chugging up, I was researching like like what to do apart from call a vet in this situation. Is there anything that I can do, or like is there any knowledge that'll help me get more aware of how to handle this? And if you have a dog that's like I forgot the exact reasoning, but if your dog's under a certain weight or over a certain weight, it can handle different intakes of alcohol and chocolate, and it can handle it for a pretty good amount of time before, regarding chocolate at least, it'll really kick in, and there might be seizures and things like that.
sounds like eating edibles almost.
Yeah, except I guess imagine that, but with I guess cyanide. That's the only example I can imagine using. But Bobby luckily didn't have any seizures, and when we took him to the vet said, "Oh yeah, I've got the same breed as Bobby. He's a Patterdale Terrier," and she basically TLDR, Bobby is tough as fucking nails, and yeah, he can take alcohol and chocolate no problem, but it's you've got to get out of his system fast.
Okay, now that you've been cleaning up all that vomit, just remember that when you start drinking. Just remember that.
My house stinks already.
Well, no, I'm talking about you cleaning up your own vomit.
Well, what will I do in that situation?
Probably leave it there.
I don't know, because I definitely know that I'm going to be like drinking a lot when I'm with the uni friends. When we go to uni, if that plan goes through, but there'll be lots of drinking. I'm probably just gonna let someone else handle it. Yep, you did that. That wasn't me. You do it. You clean it up. That just seems like a me thing to do, especially if I've got a hangover. Don't fuck with me.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that, me, well, I know I have, but I'm sure that, Brand and Doc, we've all had those wild drinking nights. So where we've drank too much, threw up too much, and woke up somewhere with someone that we shouldn't. So
that is something that last one has definitely not happened to me, and I'm
God damn it, Brand. You almost made me have a spit take. You motherfucker.
What did you say, Brand?
No.
Just
when I said that, I was like mid swig on a Mountain Dew, and Brand just shuddered, and it caught me off guard, and god damn it, he almost made me have a spit take. But now that
around 2 months' time, I can legally drink.
Wanderer's gonna go get wasted. That's what he's gonna
I'll
do.
get wasted live on Sanctum Sanctorum and say a bunch of shit I will regret.
Oh Lord, we'll get canceled at that point.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to boot me off the show. It's the only way.
I'll have to fire you.
Yeah.
Okay, Bran, you shuddered. We have to hear the story now.
I'm going to open the story and end the story with what I alluded to earlier. There are reasons that Brennan just doesn't drink anymore. There are reasons. The body's just like no. The mind's like no. Experiences in the past are like no. So it all just collectively adds up to it's just not a good idea. Did it enough in my 20s. It's over. We don't do that anymore.
that you couldn't have timed that shudder just any better.
I hope I never get to that. I hope I never get to that level of
don't
for what it sounds like.
Yeah, let me give you. Yeah, let's give you. Let me give you two pieces of advice. Number one, don't, and number two, if you do, don't let it happen. Don't let it happen again. Just don't.
Just don't, man.
Uh, I'm gonna have to find a way. I'm gonna have to find a way to get Brand back for that shutter though. God damn it. Oh man. Uh oh man. Yeah, I'm kind of like Brand. I mean, I don't. I mean, I still drink, but I don't drink anywhere like near like what I used to. Like I'll have a a good old craft beer every once in a while, or shot of whiskey or glass of wine or a mixed drink or something like that, just every so often. But no, I don't like. I mean, you're talking to somebody that used to like just drink Jägermeister straight out the bottle. Which I mean, I'm sure Brand has had a night like that too. So we can all understand.
Jaeger used to be the chosen beverage.
Really?
It did.
What
it
was?
did.
What did you did you have a favorite shot, like mixed shot, that was your, not a Jaeger bomb, but something like maybe outside of that was your poison?
Dude, I drink some nasty shit. Are you familiar with MD 2020?
I've heard of it.
So they had this flavor called Orange Jubilee, and it basically tastes like orange juice. I mean, you really don't even taste the alcohol that much in it. At least I did. And some people said that they did. However, it is like, it's kind of known for like crackhead wino type drink. Like is what it's kind of known for.
Hey, wait, is that what they serve on the Crack House tour?
Let's go.
But it's one of those, if you grab two of them, like you'll never know what happened that night. So yeah, those were interesting. I mean, I think overall it was like that and Jaeger for me.
I had oh man, I mean, I would just usually end up drinking, if it wasn't in a shot glass, I would usually just end up drinking Jaeger just straight out of the bottle. Like just cracking it open and just taking a big swig. One time it was me and one of my best friends and a few more of our buddies, and we were all just kind of hanging out. And it was a December 8th. Because we all got together because on December 8th every year, when we could, we would all get together and we'd listen to Pantera all night and drink.
That sounds fucking goated. I love that.
So one night, and what we did was we were all sitting around a patio table. I think we had 2 or 3 cases of beer in a cooler. And in the middle of this picnic, or in the middle of this patio table, we had a bottle of Seagram 7, a bottle of Jack Daniels, and a bottle of Jaeger. And the rule was that we could all sit there and, just be drinking a beer and everything like that. But if anybody reached into the middle of that table and picked up a bottle of, regardless of which one it was, and took a drink, that bottle could not go back to the middle of the table until it went completely around the table. I don't know if anyone else has ever done that, but let's just say that bottle of Jaeger, and we had one of those like, not like extra large size bottles of it, but like one of the larger bottles of it.
This definitely sounds like a pre-Rona game.
This was.
You definitely don't want to play that right about now.
Oh no! This was. God, let's see. This way before.
2000s.
This was way before I moved here. I think this was. Let's see. Dimebag was killed in 2004. This was 2000. think this was 2005. I think. Obviously, I'm having trouble remembering the year because. Whew.
Sounds like
That was the
blast.
case. I was 2 years old.
Dude, what'd you say, Doc?
Sounds like you had a blast.
Oh yeah. Pantera on the stereo, and
Wait, you were 2 in 2005?
Yep.
he's only 17, man.
It's oh man, I don't think I heard you mention earlier about being able to drink soon and stuff, but it just doesn't click in my brain that people were born after 2000 still. I'm
Good morning,
People are
everyone.
born
Except
every
people
day,
born after
Brian.
2004.
yeah, I for some reason that just doesn't register to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So-
what
so-
the fuck? Kids were born in 2009? What the fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck? People are
Yeah,
still
dude,
fucking?
children exist.
It's like people are still procreating. What the fuck, dude?
I thought we learned our
Man.
lesson by now.
Yeah, dude, why are we keeping sinning?
Hey. Keep sinning all I fucking want to. Thank you.
Oh,
So
man of God, I will not stand for this. Ow, my fuck. My collarbone. It just popped out of place.
hey, see, that's what you
Oh.
get for ridiculing people who like that sexual sinning. That's what you
Fuck.
get.
I've paid my price.
See how your collarbone feels about sin.
Please
Your
don't snap it in half.
Your collarbone wants you to sin. That's what it wants.
No, it wants to be snapped like a wishbone. I just don't let it happen.
It's trying to hop off your body and go sin with someone else since you're not going to do it.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what? Tired of living in this goody two shoes body. Let's go get our sin on.
You know what, collarbone? Fuck you. I'm quite content sitting here playing like fucking Halo. I don't need you. I don't think, at least.
You might if you want if you want that part of your, shoulder and neck to stay, at a level position.
No, I crack my neck nearly every time I wake up. I think I'll be probably gone by the age of 30.
You're going to have taco neck, man.
He's gonna consistently be living in a perpetual Taco Bell commercial.
I'm gonna have a neck the shape of a fucking anvil.
Right.
Oh no, but Brian, believe it or not, people are still fucking. People are still fucking.
I thought it was just
What?
me. That's crazy.
No.
Did you say you thought it was just you?
Yeah. Just me, no one else. Figure that one out.
Well, I mean, I hate to tell you this, but no, it's not just you. Sorry.
Fuck, I thought I was onto something. I was trying to keep it a secret. It's amazing.
So you're telling me people do the swag without protection now, and still to this day do the make babies?
Fuck. They know they have the option for like abortion, right? Like they know that's an option.
Well, there's condoms and birth control and all that other good stuff too.
No,
So
what really cracked me up.
Telling the baby no.
So it's really cracked me up is at the beginning of this, a lot of us went, oh yeah, there's going to be some COVID babies born near the end of the year, early next year. And dude, so many of my friends have announced pregnancies and all this other stuff. And it's just like,
well, I mean, you're under quarantine. So, I mean, you're working from home. You're at home, pretty much all the time unless you absolutely have to go out. So your options are watch Netflix and fuck.
well, but also the divorce rate has spiked too. Other couples are like, crap, we really hate each other.
During the lockdown, the ability to do the swag has been unlimited.
And still can't save some relationships.
Right. Right. Oh God.
That just says that's all those relationships have, though.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, maybe so.
Did anyone else hear that news story? I can't remember if it was like Texas or New Orleans or somewhere, but they were having a COVID orgy.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. Sounds like New Orleans.
Is that the one the politician got caught up in?
Doc,
Like-
can you do some Google foo on this?
Yes. This is going to be really bad. I'm going to have to open up an incognito tab because
Yeah, be sure to use a VPN on that, buddy.
going to DuckDuckGo.
Oh
So, like,
God, no. Doc is going to try to start hosting COVID orgies.
COVID orgy. Okay, doing the search for it. COVID orgy. COVID orgios. This is straight from Fox News.
Well, hang on. What, Brand? You were saying something. Go ahead.
Whoa.
Oh no, I just recall like a week ago. Is there a picture of the COVID orgy? Like I'm way more interested.
It's just so picture. He was like,
No.
whoa.
Brand's like, I want to see the COVID orgy.
They're not even fucking. They're just coughing. Like it's,
No,
Okay.
no,
No,
there's-
this is the one. This isn't the one from New Orleans or wherever. This one. This is what the headline says: COVID-19 orgy host. Lawmakers from 9 countries came to sex parties, and they really should have rephrased that headline.
oh my God.
fucking.
The
hell.
host claims he's organized sex parties for 2 years. Okay, they really should also rephrase this because this is just sounding even worse when you read the article. The organizer of a 25-man orgy in Brussels busted last week for breaching coronavirus lockdown. Said
Hey,
years from
Doc,
9 countries were guests at his parties.
Doc, hang on just a second. I was just checking my phone, and everyone here, probably besides Wanderer, knows who Charlie Pride is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He died just not too long, like today, from
Man.
from COVID complications.
Oh wow, really?
Oh,
Yeah, he
fuck.
was 86. He was 86 years old.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I mean,
It just came across my Twitter feed.
that does suck.
How many other people
That
have we
does
lost this
suck.
year? We lost the original active Vader.
Yeah, David, Prowse?
Yeah. Who else did we
Golly.
lose?
Did he die of COVID?
I think he just died of old
I don't
age.
know. I think who else was there? There was another recent Pat Patterson from
Yeah.
yeah, he died recently. The one dude that was in the newest Mad Max movie, I forget his real name, but he just passed away like earlier in the week.
Which one?
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. How can we forget?
That was terrible. I was really sad to hear that.
So yeah, rest in peace, Charlie Pride, man. I always enjoyed his music. So back to the COVID orgy.
Okay.
What a fucking transition.
Anyway, so this is straight from Rolling Stone.
Well, I'm trying to keep it light. I'm trying to keep it lighthearted here. I mean, we just lost a musical legend, but I mean, we can at least laugh and have a good time in his honor, you know.
Okay, so here's this surprise: dozens test positive for COVID-19 after swingers convention.
What?
41 people tested positive for the coronavirus after attending Naughty Nolans, an adults-only swingers party in New Orleans. The sex industry has evolved to the challenges put forth by the coronavirus pandemic in creative ways, whether it be by launching Instagram strip clubs or password-protected Zoom circle jerks, yet transitioning intimacy.
Wait.
I knew you were going to call that one out.
I'm surprised that Brand didn't chime in when he heard that.
I was too busy over here Googling everyone who's died this year.
Oh my fucking bleak.
I can't.
Dude. What the
I
fuck?
can't. I can't believe we forgot. It's another quasi wrestling. Also in Friday and some other movies, he played Zeus. Was it Tony
Debo.
Lister?
Yeah, Debo,
was
man.
it Tony? Something Lister. But yeah, Debo, Zeus.
Oh.
Trebek.
Doc. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can't. Yeah. I think I was Sean Connery.
Oh, that was devastating.
Yeah,
Me and my family
shit.
loved the Bond films.
Same.
Best Bond ever, man.
Yeah, it's hard to top
They're
the
in-
original.
And there's
Yeah.
Can we?
I'd say Daniel Craig does a good job.
Could
He
we?
does.
Could we legitimately say that there are no more Highlanders now that Sean Connery's gone, or Sean Connery's gone?
Connery's gone. Seanery.
Shut up. Look, you literally just said the words Zoom circle jerk.
Because I read it in the article.
You have no more credibility for the next 5 minutes.
No, I do have credibility. I just read an article from Rolling Stone. I'm not the one who actually came up with, how can I throw them off? Let's talk about Zoom circle jerks.
Do you guys know of the YouTuber Boblax?
What?
Do you guys know of the YouTuber called Boblax?
Nuh-uh.
No.
Well, this is kind of like that situation because all he does in his videos is retweets basically, and a bunch of people give him shit in the comments, and his excuse is, "I just retweets, lol." This is kind of like the same thing playing out here, except Doc's just read a Rolling Stone article about some weird freaky shit.
I didn't know they had things like I didn't know they had swingers conventions.
I didn't know that sex existed.
Apparently, I thought it stopped after 2003.
Except
Yeah.
except for Brand. Like Brand's just like, I'm just going to keep nailing them out. Is anyone else still doing this?
It's probably still illegal.
So
I don't
what
listen to
happened?
laws.
I thought they started using like spawn eggs or something. Didn't SpaceX invent like human spawn eggs that just spawn people in it at like the age of 18?
It's invasion of the body snatchers.
Yeah.
Right?
So here's the thing that's so interesting about this. It's a swingers convention that's existed since '98. It has a huge positivity rate for COVID because, like, was it?
I wonder why.
13%, tested positive or something, and then somebody actually says, "I wouldn't do it again if I knew then what I know now." It weighs on me, and it will continue to weigh on me until everyone is 100% better. How could you not know that was going to happen? This is a highly contagious virus. It's like, oh my gosh, these people are so stupid. And these are the people this is idiocracy right here.
Rather stupid, isn't it?
Welcome to Costco. I love you. Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Like water from the toilet?
It's what they used to make Bronto. But you would figure, number one, like I said, I didn't know that things like swingers conventions existed. Number two, you would figure that, and that laugh coming from Wanderer just makes him sound like he's intrigued.
No, dude, I'm laughing at Bonk being a fucking moron in the chat. You bastard.
I feel like an evil genius right now. My little black cat Whisper just hopped up here in my arms, so I'm sitting here doing the show, and I have a cat. I'm holding my black cat. We meet again.
Unbelievable! You actually got me, you fucking moron. You idiot. Right. Steno says, "Say SpaceX without the P." Then Bonk says, "Say sex." Oh, unbelievable that you actually got me. You moron. You
We meet again.
Why did I laugh so much at that? Sorry for throwing everything off.
This whole conversation has been off. It's like when I invited Brand to come on today, he was just like, "So is there any specific topic?" I'm like, "No, just chilling, shooting the shit." I mean, this is the kind of thing.
Making a book.
Right. I mean, honestly, this is exactly what it would be if we were all sitting in like a radio, like in an actual like radio studio, and there just happened to be, we were like just sitting at a table in a bar somewhere, and we were just all sitting there having a few. It'd just be like, well, anyone else hear about this swingers convention down in New Orleans that, a majority of people are getting COVID from? But I mean, honestly,
you ever fucked a girl? No.
wait, I'll have to. I got to. I'll have to. I don't know if Bran would be familiar with that reference, but I'm glad you actually said that because that couldn't have come at a better time. Ever fucked a girl? No. Um, when y'all were on the show a couple of weeks ago, we were talking, and had mentioned CKY the CKY earlier. Did you ever watch any of like their actual like the band's music videos?
Oh yeah, at one point I loved the band.
Oh, I do too. Did you ever see that video of what is it? Fanatic Anastic, I think is what
Amnastic,
it's called.
yeah.
Yeah. Where they were driving in the van and Chad is on the phone and that's like the first thing he says when the video starts. It's like, "You ever fuck a girl?" No. It's just, like Wanderer had never listened to them before, and it's like I was explaining about his reviews. I send him stuff I know he's never heard of, and that Infiltrate, Destroy, Rebuild CKY album was one that I sent him, but the playlist that I sent him actually had the video. I think it may have had the video, or I sent him the video, and I
Yeah, you
remember.
sent me it.
Yeah, I sent him the video for it, and I was actually on my way to visit my mom, and he messaged me on Discord, and the just like right when I got that message, that video was coming on. I was listening to that album in my car on my way to visit my mom, and I think the only thing he said to me was, "Did you ever fuck a girl?" No. He finally got it. So, have you pulled that? Have you tried pulling that on anyone that you know, Wanderer, just to fuck with them to see what they would do?
No, not yet, but you have gave me an idea. And speaking of speaking of CKY, actually, I was speaking to somebody in my game dev class, and I noticed they were listening to CKY. I was like, holy shit, I listened to that album recently. It was pretty good. So yeah, we had a good conversation about CKY, and then it dissolved into virtual reality headsets, and then eventually we went for lunch, and I was like, well, peace.
Yeah, you've got to attempt to pull that on someone sometime.
I'm gonna, because I know for a fact I've got a friend that like, basically my friendship group right now is
I
let
think
me
Doc
think.
needs to pull that on somebody too.
Well, one of the dudes is an Airsoft dude. The other dude is really big in Metallica. The other one really fucking likes anime. And then we have the ladies man. So whenever I call him, whenever I'm in Discord with him, I will say, "You ever fuck a girl?" No.
Oh man, that, like I said, that sounds like something Doc would pull on somebody too.
Yeah, I pull. Well, a lot of things are things I would pull on people. I mean, that's just one of the minute amount of things I would pull.
Well, yeah, just don't pull on yourself in front of other people.
Yikes, dude.
I'm not doing that again.
Do what?
I'm not doing that.
Again. No, Doc has been participating in some of those Zoom circle jerks.
Oh my Christ.
Don't knock
Wanderer, don't make me come over there. Bonk, what the fuck are you gonna do? Play Greatest Hits by Remo Drive in my ears?
No, he's gonna look at you. Did you ever fuck a girl? No. That's exactly what he's gonna do.
Either that or he's gonna come. He'll get the vocalist from Townsend to kick my ass. Considering knows the guy personally.
Like, if you don't answer me when I speak to you, I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. Is that clear? I don't know why, but like yeah, like I was telling Bran earlier, like I literally was up for practically 24 hours after, my first day off, and just I don't know what it is. Like every time I get to my very first day off, I don't sleep. like I if I do, it's like not until like much later in the day. I can if I attempt to like take a nap or some shit, it's usually for only maybe like 20 or 30 minutes at a time, maybe an hour, or I don't sleep at all. And so last night I dozed off. Like I was watching the um I was watching Geek Room, and I dozed off, and then I went and I laid down. Well, I woke up at like 5:30 this morning, and I was just flipping like different stuff on YouTube. I was literally laying there watching scenes from Major Payne. I don't know. I mean, it's a great movie, and I don't know why, but that one just happened to pop into my mind. It's just like, if you don't answer me when I speak to you, I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. Is that clear, dummy?
Oh, dude, I'll never forget the one time that because basically I like to watch YouTube when I go to sleep. Because I don't know why, but the light and just the sound of something it just kind of helps me sleep a little bit. But also like one time.
Greetings to Sir Hatman. Sir Hatman has come to join us,
Oh, howdy.
and sadly, apparently, he is still under the weather.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I was late to his live stream last night. He wasn't feeling too good.
I have a bit of a blocked nose, but let's hope it's not anything worse than that.
Brand, I was gonna say, you didn't try to send that death hex over towards Hatman, did you?
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Or no, wait.
What's up?
No, I was gonna say, no, wait. You got to go. You got to go and hang out with Billy for that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We'll see. As long as we keep Kloppy safe, that's all I'm really concerned about. Billy, he can be a casualty.
It's just like, the hell with everybody else. We got to, save Kloppy. There you go. That's what you should do. There's your shirt right there. Save Kloppy.
He's a national treasure.
Yeah, absolutely. If who was that?
That was Doc.
No, it wasn't.
Wanderer.
That was Bobby.
Wanderer.
Well, you can't be mad at Bobby.
Yeah, we can't be mad at Bobby. And it sure as hell wasn't Fiona or Whisper.
Me and Death are pretty tight. He does his thing. I do mine. That was kind of swag, actually. That should be like a motto or something.
Yeah. I still have to give it up to Hatman for the talking about how to pass the batons during the oh god, what was that? Oh yeah, that's right. Doc is the dildo interceptor, and he was talking about using them in relay races.
Oh
So,
yeah, the double-headed pass off.
Yeah, and Brand talking about high five and ass cheeks. You clinch and I'll unclinch in 3, 2, 1.
Are we sure that's not how the COVID orgy was going down?
No, they had masks over the entrance.
well, honestly, I have seen people like Facebook and stuff, like models like actually modeling in masks, like surgical masks, like they want people to wear to keep you from getting COVID, and like they'll turn them into bikinis. I'm like, wow. They go on your face, right?
It's like that Borat poster where he's got it over his dick.
Yeah, he made the mankini out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just funny as fuck. I want to watch Borat. I've never actually watched it.
I saw the new movie, and it's funny. And the girl that plays his daughter in the movie is actually much funnier than he was in both movies. But I kind of
his best movie was Ali G in the House.
But I'll be honest, I kind of lost a little bit of respect for him over this, because if you remember, in the first Borat movie, he lampooned everyone, and everyone was a fair target. But this time around, it was just he specifically went after only Republicans and conservatives. And there were some things that Biden had done and said throughout this campaign that you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe he just said that.
Absolutely.
Like where he said, if you don't, I got news for you. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And he said it to it's to Charlemagne the God, and a black.
Right.
Well,
Isn't Charlemagne the guy who literally just straight up, no bullshit, asks logic about who the hell raped his sister? I've got no respect for that guy.
I
Fuck
only
him.
know him as one of the
Yeah.
Breakfast Host Club hosts. Yeah, that's
He had the rapper Logic on a couple of years ago, and then he asked a really personal question about who raped his sister, and it was
My God.
fucking awful to watch.
holy shit.
It was
right?
fucking awful.
See, and that brings me to something that like that just kind of touched a nerve with me. Now, granted, we've had quote unquote shock jocks throughout the decades through on radio. We had obviously the king of them all, Howard Stern, which he was actually like my inspiration for wanting to get into radio. Like I know that I could never pull the shit that he does, but like radio looks like fun. That's what I want to do. And then of course Opie and Anthony, which I'd never really, I'd heard of them, but I'd never listened to them. And then a friend of mine sat me down, played
Me, I burped.
son of a bitch.
Join the club. Let's go.
Brand, do you want to fart and then we'll just make it even?
Dude,
Maybe I can
that
work
reminds me of
something
something. That reminds me of something. Like 30 minutes into the show, I muted myself, and while I was muted getting a drink, I was like, shit, I need to fart. And basically I sat down and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be like one of those funny dudes on YouTube that like does the loudest fart ever videos. And I basically filmed myself, like I filmed my face first, and then pointed the camera down, farted, pulled it back up, smiled at the camera, and sent it to like 7 of my friends, and I'm still waiting on a reply.
You're gonna never get the reply and just realize you've been unfriended.
I'm gonna get cancelled on Twitter for sending fart videos.
That honestly, that response from Brand just made me think of what he said to me when I told him that I recommend the Geek Room to people, and like they still talk to you. I'm just like,
Right.
what kind
To
of
be
weird,
honest, actually,
what kind of weird fuckery is he into?
I need to catch an episode of the Geek Room. It's just when you guys are live
Oh,
or
man.
whatever, it's usually like 1 o'clock for me, so I'm always asleep.
I would say just don't. You're better off not watching the Geek Room. Let's be honest.
Oh, stop it!
It's-
Oh,
It's
stop.
I mean, even if you enjoy some of our takes, I mean some of the garbage people we run across to talk about. It's like a part of me is like, yeah, people should know that these type of people exist and be wary of them. And then another part of me is like, I don't know, man. Ignorance is pretty blissful. And these people are fucking spooky.
Hatman says, "Well, to be fair, I think I found the Geek Room before Widows, so I can't blame anyone but myself."
To be
Yeah,
honest,
that's on you.
Shani, you guys cover a lot of Shani from what I've seen. Shani and Rev, and fucking Shani she fucking haunts me every single night, ever since I've seen just a single picture of her. Like it's been ingrained into my mind that this person is a fucking like phantom or some shit, gonna murder me in my sleep.
She is kind of like a sleep paralysis demon. I'll give you that.
Is she your sleep paralysis demon, Bran?
She's appeared to me once or twice before.
Oh God!
And you know how they say when you have sleep paralysis, it's like you can't move, but when Shani's sitting on your chest, it's a totally different experience.
Does it feel like you're having a heart attack and an embolism all at the same time?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the back of the ambulance they had to arrest her in because she was too big to fit in the back of the cop car.
And didn't they have to use like 2 sets of handcuffs?
Yeah, dude, she looks like, dude, I swear, it looks like the end of a Batman film and like some supervillain's getting carted off to Arkham. Like Kingpin or some shit. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who's about Shani's size.
It's not about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the swagger.
I would say Killer Croc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Killer Croc, like say from like the Arkham Asylum video game.
Right.
Like she just
Clayface.
comes. Yeah, like she just comes running at you like. Like, oh,
Well, see, first off, you said running, so that can't be. There's no way.
The penguin.
I should have. I should have caught myself. Before
Okay,
I
you
even-
nailed it, by the way, Wanderer. That's Penguin on his way to Arkham. Fucking nailed it. Like, that's it. I don't know how that one went by.
No,
me.
I'm not going to pass credit for this one. Pass credit over to Bonk and Chat. He was the one that thought of the one.
Yeah, Shani doesn't really walk or run as much as she waddles.
with subpar Heath Ledger Joker makeup. Kudos to Hatman.
Listen to me. The world is a
Kudos to
mess. The world is as angry as it gets.
Why so serious?
It's Donald Trump Joker. He's like,
The world is a mess. The world is as angry as it gets.
You want to know how I got these scars?
What do you
That's-
mean I
that's-
can't stay
called
up late
Black
night
Kid.
on a school night gaming?
That's fucking.
Why
Rev
would I
talking.
want to participate in these learning institutions that when I could be changing society for the better?
That's fucking Rev talking to the cops after Shannon beat his ass. You know, you want to know how I got these scars?
Oh,
You see,
no,
I
okay.
tried to get a Baja Blast, and next thing you know,
that's funny because, dude, I've got a friend of mine, TKS Mantis. He's like got 70k subs or something. He's a fucking Fallout YouTuber. All he drinks is Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and it makes me laugh every time somebody makes a joke about it.
Okay, Brand. I don't know if I missed the episode, and I've got a couple I got to go back and watch. But the last video that Rev put on his ripoff of Nick Acavo Avocado's channel with his misspelling of the word videos.
Vidya.
Yeah, vidjas. Did you guys cover that one?
What was he doing in it? They start to bleed together at some point.
He was talking about how apparently the Jason Avocado's brand is in high demand and all of his shit's copyrighted and not to play his videos anymore. Here, let me I'll pull it up on my
Who is this?
Rev.
I'll say I don't think we've played that, but I guarantee you before the weekend's over, we will have played this.
Okay, I'm gonna send. I've got it in my video history. Hang on, I'll send the link to you in Discord right now.
The last thing I saw from Rev was earlier this morning, and he was doing a stream basically saying the Geek Room were a bunch of racists.
Yeah,
So
I woke up and when I woke up and saw that had happened, I immediately, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck you, you fucking unoriginal bastard.
I went in there live while it was going on.
Oh yeah, I saw he was blocking people.
Oh yeah, you won't see it now in the chat replay. It's been fucking nuked. But I was like, oh, we're racist. Tell me more about Tyrone's EBT card, Rev. Tell me more.
Ooh.
Yeah, everyone who remembers that video.
Oh yeah, I just sent you the video in Discord. But he's basically going on about how the Jason Avocados brand is in very high demand, and his videos are very heavily copyrighted by himself. He actually drops like his full name in the video, and he's just like, everything's very heavily copyrighted by me, and like, don't play my videos. And I'm just like. And I left a comment on this video, and I'm just like, you seem to forget that everything on YouTube falls under the Fair Use Act. And unless you actually have like, you can claim self-copyright or intellectual property all you want, but that does not protect you from fair use.
No,
I'm sorry.
and we've had people like Vaughn, Shani, and Rev, I think even G-Man, that have tried to come and get us on some sort of copyright takedown, but they get the same response every time. We're not just uploading their video and that's it. We're offering commentary, criticism. It's transformative. It's fair use. There's nothing you can really do about it.
Touche there, Hatman. Jason Avocados is sure as hell high. Don't know about demand.
Well, you got to think this is the guy who moved his setup from his bed to his den, and now claims he's in witness protection.
Yeah, and he's sitting in that pretty pink chair. Or at least
Dear
that's what it looked
God.
like to me. Um, but yeah, that like I'm like, oh, what is wrong with you people? Like, first of all, it's like it's like, and of course, the fake pagan himself was streaming late last night, um, and oh Jesus Christ, I don't even want to get started
I
on
heard
him.
about that. Was he on YouTube or?
Yeah,
See, that's interesting coming from a guy who's permabanned from YouTube. That's really interesting. The guy
he
who is permabanned from this site wants to
Wait,
copyright other people.
what's his name again? Who got the permit ban?
Von Helton.
he still has his diecast racing channel, but he'll live stream on that channel, but he doesn't say, like, he immediately deletes the stream from the channel, either that or YouTube
Yeah.
does. Let's see what's happening. Seeing here, almost as absurd as when Stetson copyright claimed my 2 videos because I used screenshots of YouTube comments.
What? How did Stetson copyright claim his video? That's ridiculous. Were they?
Basically, I mean, you can file a copyright claim against someone, and it can be disputed. And like basically, it can. And Brand, please correct me on this if I'm wrong, but as the way that I know, as far as I know, the way it works is that you can file a copyright claim against someone, and they have like, what is it, 90 days to respond. But when you respond, like, they actually get like your personal information. So
So
you
that's why they a lot of those guys will do a copyright claim on someone so they can get that information.
Brand, can you explain that a little bit better than me?
I'll tell you, Frank would be way better to have on this topic than I am. He's handled a lot of these types of situations on our channel before. And I'm not sure if they would get like a whole lot of information from it. I'm not sure about that. Like I said, Frank would be better one to talk to about it. But what I can say is that YouTube is better about it than they used to be. They used to be just, we're not taking any BS. If someone claims a copyright on this, we're just going to tell them to take it down or, take away monetization or whatever. But now they seem to be a little bit more in tune with what the fuck fair use is to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
But no. But yeah, he doesn't. But yeah, Von Helton, he doesn't leave his. I don't know if it's YouTube that's taking him down or what, but it's still his diecast racing channel or whatever, and he
Yeah.
basically just gets on there for like. He had the chair up against the door, by the way, last night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Right. And he'll basically get on there and stream for like what, 4 or 5 hours at a time.
Yeah, just rage at his computer for 4 hours.
Right. And then, I mean, unless G-Man pops in, and then he'll let G-Man come in, and then they'll both like jerk each other off, and and then one of them gets off, and then they
It's the beginning of another COVID orgy.
no, that's their own personal, that's their YouTube circle jerk.
That's all that society is today. A big COVID orgy.
Just one big COVID fuck.
Let's see. File copyright claim, immediate copyright strike and video takedown. You can then appeal, and they have 14 days to provide legal proof they are taking court action to keep the video down.
However, there can be the odd case that YouTube says, the bots at YouTube, which I like to call the brain dead robot children of Susan Wojcicki, will say no, we are completely on the side of the false claimant, which is rather stupid.
Yes. Interestingly enough, that happened to us recently with Von Helton, because he hit us with a copyright, and in the little box where it tells you to type in, exactly where this is at and so on and so forth. Just a little more information. They do send us that part in the email initially.
Wait, is that where he said you were trying to get his VA benefits taken away?
Yes, he tried to copyright us because he claims we're trying to get his non-existent VA benefits taken away from him. What that has to do with the copyright, I have no fucking clue.
Wait. Trying to get VA benefits taken away for a copyright strike.
That's why we deserve a copyright strike. Because we're trying to take away his non-existent VA benefits.
See, you're talking about a guy who has the IQ of a rotten avocado or a snow pea, and is clearly a fake pagan who claims that he talks directly to the gods and they talk back to him, which he clearly doesn't understand how the occult and theology work.
Is Von Hilton the guy who didn't understand how abortions worked? I think I've watched a video of Hartman's, and I thought that guy was a total Todd.
Oh yeah, and bravo to Hatman for that video. Brand, did you see Hatman's video on Vaughn?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, Hatman went straight for the throat with him. Do you want me to send that one to you too?
Yeah, send it over.
It's what I like with Hartman's content. He just gives no fucks. He'll go for your throat if you're being a cunt.
Oh, and once again, it's like I always say. Now you see why now you see why he is my YouTube mentor. Give me just a second. I'll have to.
There are only ever two Sith, no more, no less.
Oh no! Hatman has ascended beyond the Sith ranking. But yeah, that's just one thing I don't get about, and when I hear people are going after, the geek room and everything like that with all these copyright claims and stuff, it pisses me the fuck off because I don't get it. Why are you doing this?
They're upset. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, it's when the bigger companies do it, because they don't like the criticism of an artist or of something that they've done. And then they do a copyright strike, and they only do it because they know that they have the money to just tie you up in court, tie Google up in court. And Google doesn't have the backs of their creators.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Quite honestly, I think it's just as bad as when anybody does it, really, to silence criticism or to censor a piece of information they don't want out. It's fucking egregious. And that's one of the major flaws with YouTube's copyright handling. And the system they have in place on YouTube is total fucking dog shit. Anybody can abuse it, and the likelihood is they can do some serious harm to your channel if it's abused in the right ways.
Yeah. It's a good thing a lot of the people that we review their content on the show are fucking stupid.
I guess as much.
Yeah, it helps out a lot. But I agree with what you guys are saying. Even as far as the copyright or whatever the hell we get, it's literally just them upset that we took a video that they made public and discussed it and pointed out why they're pieces of shit. And they get upset about this even though they put it out and try to come after the channel. But like I said, most of these people are pretty stupid and try to file copyright claims because they think you're trying to take away something you never earned. But
well, see, this is something that me and Wanderer were actually talking about on the last episode, which incidentally, the next episode, we Wanderer, if you are available, we should be doing an episode this coming Wednesday because that I have to go back to work for a few days before Christmas. So if you're available, we need to talk about that.
All right.
But this was something that he and I were actually talking about it towards the end of last week's show. That talking about the people who, because I had watched the Geek Room the night before, and those sock accounts coming in trying to drop the N bomb one letter at a time in the chat, and then people were right on that. And the point that I was making about it is, I mean, how sad and pathetic do you have to be to try to go in and do that to someone's channel? Number one, and number two, if you have an issue with someone, grow a dick, put on your big boy pants, and go talk to them about it, and don't be a dick. Like, don't hide
Oh
behind
yeah.
don't hide behind your goddamn Twitter and your fucking, like all the whole situations going on right now. They're not, sack up and actually talk to somebody
Yeah.
and show some receipts about it if
Right.
you've got them. If you don't, then shut your fucking mouth.
And we've given a lot of these people the come on the show with the caveat of, we're gonna feed off your energy. So if you come in here and we can have a nice conversation, we'll be cordial to you. If you don't, if you feel like you're being dogpiled, we'll take everyone out of the stream except for the person you're speaking to directly. Like, we'll help to accommodate whatever kind of conversation you want to have if you're just willing to come on and talk about it. But 9 times out of 10, nobody is.
Right. It's like one thing that I don't remember if it was the one last night or the episode before, but Billy went and put everybody backstage. It's just like, hey, we can do that. And if it makes it easier for you.
We try to eliminate all the excuses that they come up with, but it's just insurmountable at some point.
But, that's what I was, like, the whole point I, was making last week is grow a dick and take care of your business. If you've got receipts, then have them ready. Go on to somebody's show and talk to them. Show them what you have, if it's legitimate, and not just some made up bullshit that that you're not quite understanding, or you're completely taken out of context. And be a fucking human about it. Be a fucking grown up about it. If you're capable.
You're asking too much of these people.
Yes, I understand that, but
Well,
at the same,
hey, y'all, I'm gonna have to run. Enjoyed the show. I will still be listening. So
everything all right, man?
yeah. I just gotta go. I've gotta go pick up a friend, take them to work. So,
Well, tell her we said hi.
okay, I will. I will tell her you said hi.
I knew it as soon as he said it's a friend who needs a ride somewhere. I knew it was a woman. So I know Doc all too well.
All right.
All right,
Enjoyed it.
All right, be careful, brother.
Thanks again, everyone, for your expressions of sympathy. I really appreciate it.
Doc, we love you, man.
All right. Bye, y'all. Love you too,
Peace
guys.
out, dude.
But that was the whole thing, and I know I'm giving some of them too much credit. I completely understand that, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, and I know there's no good in these people. I get that, but I try very hard to find good in people until they just completely run themselves headfirst into the wall over and over again without understanding that it's a wall and not a mattress or a pad or a pile of feathers or something like that.
I took that approach with Shani the one time I went on her channel, and I tried to approach her as a human being talking person to person, and I don't suggest it with her. I don't.
Oh no, honestly, I would never. We're basically what we're doing is like we don't show the videos, like we just discuss it. But I honestly, I don't, other than like the discussion and everything, like if we had like you and Frank and Billy and Anna and all four of you here at one time, and Frank wanted to show something like that, and be like, okay, sure, here, go ahead. I mean, we don't do that like here on our end. We are just giving complete commentary on the people as a whole.
Sure.
But no, I wouldn't have her or Rev within a mile of this this show. Honestly, if Rev wanted to attempt to grow a dick and be like, look, you want to talk some shit and everything like that, I'd be like, yeah, I do. And if you think that you can back up any of your statements, I tell you what, you've got one opportunity. We're not going to do this on your terms. This is my goddamn show, my fucking channel. This is the way I'm going to do it. And if you've got a problem with it and you can't put your big boy pants on for 5 fucking minutes of your life, then you're not coming on. So,
all right.
Eat a fucking dick, and either you do it my way, or it doesn't get done. So,
I'm actually totally with you on that. And the only reason we do it any other way is honestly, so every excuse they come up with means less and less.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Other than that, I'm totally on board with what you're saying. If it's like, if you're on your home turf, you're on your channel, and they come in and they have all these demands to have a conversation, it's like, come on, dude, be an adult. Just have a fucking conversation.
Right. I mean,
it's kind of like Jared Wars in a way. Like, that's kind of vibe I'm getting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I kind of, I've watched a lot of that, and I've watched Stu Dog's videos on that, all of that. But yeah, don't come barking demands. Don't come barking your demands at me. Now, the only thing that I will give you is, excuse me. The only thing I will give you is you won't be dogpiled. It'll just be me and you. We may have one more person in here to moderate, keep the peace, so we can have a civil conversation. What goes on in the chat, I'm not going to stop. Whatever people are going to be arguing or discussing about in the chat is completely up to them. But as far as the actual show goes and everything, it's going to be me and you. There will be one other person. But don't come fucking barking demands at me, telling me I'll only come on if you'll do it my way. No, fuck you. This is my channel, my show. We do it my way, or you take the highway. So
yeah.
I think we ran Bran off.
Oh no, man! I was just listening.
Well, I was done. I was waiting for a rebuttal.
I don't think you're really going to get one from me. I mean, like I said, I pretty much agree with that mentality. I mean, it's just,
it's kind of like, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna, I was just basically just gonna make the comparison about it's like having, it's like somebody who, two people who are basically feuding coming on like a, Stern or, Opie and Anthony or something like that. And it's just been like, okay, look, we're here to moderate. This is our show, but you two talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. No, these
kind of like when Beetlejuice said that he was Puerto Rican, and that guy was like, "Yo, I'm gonna prove he's black." He keeps on saying he's Puerto Rican. I haven't heard him speak Spanish. He's like, "Yeah, I can speak Spanish. You fucking little cocksucker." That was so funny. I love that clip.
What were you going to say, Brandon? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, this all sounds great in theory. I would love to be able to have some of these scenarios happen. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. These people just refuse to actually go in. And a lot of times it is because they don't have receipts. They're literally just talking out of their ass, and they're just upset because you've mentioned something that they talk about or that they put out themselves. So it's like I tell these people all the time, you're mad at yourself, not at me.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like, excuse me. Like I've been watching a lot of Dragnon's videos and his live streams. And like, okay, it's like when they were all going off on him, just been like, okay, you've got an issue. Here's the tissue, but you know, why don't you sack up and have an actual conversation about what he is proving clearly to everyone, because he has it. He's like putting it right out there.
They
Like,
prefer to be victims.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's how they want to paint themselves.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it's a perpetual I don't. I call it PVS, perpetual victim syndrome.
Yeah.
Um, I wish I could. I need to maybe dig into some books, and I don't have a psychology degree, but I'm sure I could write a hell of a research paper on that subject. Um, but I don't like seeing, you know, um, like the channels and everything that I enjoy watching that that talk about things like this. It's like you're just pissed because they've got you. That's what it is. And have nobody likes to be caught when it comes to
Sure.
anything. But you did it to yourself. And
Yeah.
and if you do it to yourself, it's like that old Metallica song says, no remorse, no repentance.
I do have to go ahead and hop off because I got to get ready for the breakdown later on.
I was just about to say that, yeah, because we got to do that in like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
roundabout.
Yeah, so
I'm staying up for that shit.
So, all right. Well, Brand, we're gonna get to Wanderer's review, music review anyway.
Sweet.
And I guess you'll be sending me your StreamYard link here in about 45 minutes or so.
I will. I'll probably send it your way about 5 or 10 beforehand.
Okay, that works. I will see you then, Brand. Thank you for coming on again. We love having you on. Like I said, you are always welcome here. All the guys from the Geek Room are, and we hope you had a good time with us today.
Always.
And please come back.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I said, thanks for having me. I always enjoy coming on here, so I will be back. I'm gonna go set this up, and I'll be seeing you shortly, actually. So yes, thank you both, and I'll catch you all next time.
All right,
All
Brand.
right,
Well, I will talk to you shortly, and I'm looking forward to doing the breakdown with you. And I'll talk to you in probably about 45 minutes or so.
All right, man. See you then.
All right, take it easy, my
Peace
friend.
out.
All right, well,
All right,
Wanderer,
so
we're gonna do a little extra today.
Since you have a show in like 45 minutes, I'm gonna do any percent speed run.
Oh well, I mean, you don't have
my
to.
album review. Luckily, it's one of the shorter ones. I'll be as quick as I can. Also, I think my Wi-Fi's being poopy again.
All right, so I need to. So are we good to do the show on Wednesday? Good.
Yeah, we should be. I think it's either Wednesday or Thursday. I'll have to check whenever my blog work review is, which is basically like next week's an assessment week. It's not really like a real college week, so I'm kind of, I need to prepare for that still. So I'll have to check if I'm good for that night or not.
Oh, how about Tuesday?
But we should be. We should be.
Would Tuesday work better?
Quite honestly, I think Wednesday would work the best. I'd have to have a look though. I think either Wednesday or Thursday.
Well,
that's when my appointment is. However,
well, just get back. Get back with me on that.
Fuck it, Wednesday.
Well, I was going to say Wednesday. I mean, it would be 8:00 at night your time anyway. So.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay. All right. So the next episode for next week will be on Wednesday, and then I'll announce when the next couple of episodes are going to be for the upcoming holidays, because as we all know, we've got Christmas and New Year's coming up, and so we're going to go a little bit longer this week. Had a lot of fun. I don't know about you, Wanderer, but I had a lot of fun having Bran on again. Always a pleasure to talk to him. and
Yeah,
he's
it's
got
always a blast having Brian on. He's a
yeah,
cool guy.
he pretty much has the same sense of humor that we all have. um, okay, so this week, for your review, we have I sent you Mudvayne, Lost and Found, and I sent you
Nope.
Violence by Nothing Face. So, without further ado, take it away, and I'm going to go ahead and get your next assignment ready.
All right. So, Mudvayne Lost and Found is the first one that I got to listen to. It was all kind of a bit bits and pieces. However, luckily I just wrote the review over time. So, Determine's the first track. I wasn't really too keen on it at first, but then it slowly began to kind of grow on me. It was very heavy and screamy, but which to be honest isn't really my style. It's not really my taste, but I was hoping it'll set the stage for what the album would be like. And then Pushing Through came along, and I absolutely loved the riff, and it reminded me loosely of Pantera's 5 Minutes Alone. And I thought Pushing Through was a pretty damn good track. And then Happy comes along, and it just smashes both of them out the park, in my opinion. I really, really liked Happy. Everything from the opening riff to the first verse with the more acoustic sound before phasing into the palm muted part was absolutely phenomenal. And it was a great blend between the heavy, brutal, high energy style Mudvayne seemed to be going for, and then also this really kind of sad, almost blue feeling and kind of emotional sense in the song. So then the next track is IMN. It was a slow and quiet start, very eerie. It kind of unsettled me a little bit. It drops into some more heavy shit and really reminded me of how they kicked open the album with Determined, and I feel like Determined did a semi good job at setting the stage. I mean, most of the songs have been sort of different kind of directions since Determined, and this one kind of felt the most similar to that. Then we have Fall Into Sleep. Amazing opening riff. Vocals were really good, considering I didn't really like the opening ones, and it's a pretty jamming track. Rain, Sun, Gone. I feel like I like this track. I didn't really quite know what to put for this one, but I definitely liked it. It was one of the songs that made it into my playlist. But yeah, it kind of shared the same traits as the other songs. It was pretty jamming, dude. So then there's Choices, and Choices didn't really do it for me, and I can't quite put my finger on why. It just really wasn't. I wasn't feeling it in the beginning, and when the first verse gets into things, I liked it a little better, but it still isn't the greatest track off the record, in my opinion. Then we have Forget to Remember. This track was actually from Saw 2, which I only know from the title. I've only ever saw one Saw film, and I really decided the franchise as a whole wasn't for me. I thought it was just, a little bit too gruesome for my tastes. But yeah. I quite like this track, considering it takes elements of the kind of loud and sad style of maybe I don't know, what was that song called again? Happy, I guess, and it also kind of takes I want to say Pulling the String and All That You Are. Kind of feels like them a little bit as well, but we'll speak about them later. Then we have TV radio. I feel the same about TV radio that I do Choices. It just it kind of was a bit to me. Just very kind of screamy vocals again. It was off-putting in the beginning, but after it kind of got into things, it became a bit of a better track, in my opinion. So just pretty decent track, apart from the kind of flaws that I don't like, in my opinion. Then we have All That You Are, another really eerie opening before fading into some really kind of heartfelt yet unsettling guitar melodies with quite haunting vocals. I fucking love this song. It's actually really, really awesome. Probably one of my favorite tracks of this Mudvayne record. Pulling the String. This track was hard as fuck. It had a great tune, awesome way to kind of end off the album. Now, I feel like this one, it had its ups and downs. I wasn't too much of a fan of, the more screamy vocals. However, it had some absolute banger tracks. And I got to say my top three are probably All That You Are, Forget to Remember, and probably happy as well. They're kind of my top 3. So I'm gonna give this one. I wrote down originally 7 out of 10, but I feel like I want to up it a little bit and say 7.5 out of 10, because although there was some features that I didn't quite like, it was still a pretty solid record to me. So.
Well, all right. Now, see, now Mudvayne is one of those bands that I absolutely just fell in love with. Now, if you go back, because this is a band that's they've changed their look and their sound, not necessarily their sound, but like how they go about doing the record every time they put one out. The vocal is a little like it's like Chad still has that scream to him and everything, but it's like you hear in Happy. He's got that. He's actually got a really nice voice.
Yeah.
So Mudvayne, sadly, they're not together anymore. But they're one of those bands that I absolutely adore, and I wish would get back together, and I would love to see them live. Now tell me, now you can hear the bass in Mudvayne, correct? Like you can actually hear the bass.
I could hear the bass.
Tell me that motherfucker is not badass.
He kicked it in this one, in my opinion. It
Dude,
definitely was drowned out a lot by the guitar, but the bass kicked ass, in my opinion. Fucking amazing.
Go look them up. Since you're going to be up for the breakdown, go into YouTube and look up some of their music videos and watch him play. Guy's name is Ryan Martini, and he is a motherfucking beast on that bass. And he finger picks. He doesn't use a guitar pick. He finger picks.
Holy shit.
So
I when I'm playing guitar, I always use a handful of times. I've really played using my fingers, and every time it's been fucking painful. So I don't understand how he does that. So fucking props to him if you can be that badass with it.
well, it's like Les Claypool from Primus. He finger picks. That's all finger picking that you hear on that sick ass bass.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't want to delay this show too much, so I'll just jump straight into Nothing Face.
Oh no! I mean, you're not a dude. I mean, we still got time. So next we've got Violence from Nothing Face. Now this is a band I actually got to see live. Never heard of them before. Never knew they existed. They opened for Pantera on the Reinventing the Steel tour in 2000 when I saw them in Biloxi, Mississippi. First band that played that night, and guess who their bass player was?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't do enough research into them to know that.
Their bass player was the same guy who played bass for the Deadlights.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo.
But
that's fucking awesome, dude.
But they opened. It was Pantera, Soulfly, Nothing Angel, or Pantera, Soulfly, Morbid Angel, and Nothing Face. And when the show was over, I went right to the merch stand and I bought the Violence record from Nothing Face. It was amazing. All right, so
I honestly love that album cover as well. That album cover's got to be one of my favorite ones I've ever seen.
It's definitely intense. All right, let's hear it.
So, to be honest, speaking on the album as a whole, you're probably not going to like this, but to me, it was kind of strikes and gutters, ups and downs. There was a lot of tracks I really liked, and there was some that I was most of the time I was just kind of like, oh, I'm not too much of a fan of this.
Excellent use of the Big Lebowski there.
Yeah, I quoted Big Lebowski, but also I kind of got that from you. I was using your old saying.
I mean, it comes from the dude. Strikes and gutters, ups and downs. So
yeah, Duderino. Either way, so the first track is called "Make Your Own Bones." Didn't quite like the riff on this song, and the vocals to me were also very kind of screamy and loud and not really to my tastes. So unfortunately, I wasn't too much of a fan of the opening track. However, when we get into Bleeder, which is the second track, I like the song a lot more, thankfully, and the vocals were a lot more favorable on this track. And I gotta say, when the vocalist is not screaming, I like his voice. I really do. I think honestly, his voice has it can do plenty of different things on this record as well as hopefully many others. So yeah, I could really get behind Bleeder. So then we have a same solution. Guitar work was fucking crazy on this track, and to be honest, it was on the first two tracks as well. And I love the chorus more than I do the verses. I feel like I'm not too much of a fan of the more loud and screamy vocals, as I stated before. But same solution was fucking yeah, it was pretty decent. So then we have For All the Sin, creepy opening, dude. I don't know what it was with this week's music review, but some of the songs in both records have had really fucking eerie openings. I can't tell if I dig it or not. And really unsettling guitar before kicking into some louder shit, and it was pretty hitting. And yeah, For All the Sin.
Real quick, it disappoints me that you didn't like Make Your Own Bones, because that fucking track, like, I mean, that's just a kickoff for that record. I mean, that's, like I said, I had never heard of them before, and I just watched them live and then bought the record after the show was over. But like when I listened to Violence for the first time, that opening was like really what got me.
Yeah, I feel like for me it was kind of more the style I went for, and the vocals that kind of put me off that track. That made me not really
And I
be a
do
big
like,
fan of it.
right, and I do like the part in the middle of like the second verse where you just hear that sample go in of that guy's voice where it says "listen carefully." Like the music stops and then like you just hear that and then the chorus breaks in.
Yeah, that was a pretty dope part of the song, in my opinion. It's still, I don't know. Samples are cool and all, but yeah, I couldn't get behind the fucking, what was it called? Make Your Own Bones. I was about to say Determine there. I thought we were still on Mode Vein. For All the Sin, yeah, creepy opening. I think I've went through this one. I can't remember. I think I have. I'm gonna skip that one. Can't Wait for Violence is the next track. I really dug the opening of this one, and the track overall was pretty killer. Most of it, all of it, bar maybe the vocals. I'd say like the guitar, the drums, the bass, fucking fantastic on Can't Wait for Violence. Really, yeah, it was a good track. I can't really think of much that I can say about it. Then we get to Dead Like Me. Honestly, I think Dead Like Me might be one of my favorite tracks off the record. I like this track because the vocals, in my opinion, are far better, and the guitar work is just as good. Really, really cool track overall, and I'm hoping that there's going to be, like, you know, if I ever do listen to some more Nothing Face, I do hope there's more tracks like Dead Like Me. It was really fucking killer track. Then we go to Blue Skin, another track I quite liked. Everything from the quiet bell tolls and the awesome guitar work, and sadly the vocals didn't really impress me anymore on this one either. So then we get to Filthy. This track was actually fucking fire. It was like a brilliant mix between like angry at the right parts and yet sad at the vocals and the lyrics, especially in the chorus. And I feel like that's a blend that I'm a really big fan of. So yeah, Filthy. I believe it's in my playlist. So yeah, I'm gonna say I like Filthy. I like the opening to Hidden Hands as well, but the chorus was naff in my opinion, and there was a lot more screamy vocals once again in this song. So yeah, it kind of threw me off a little. American Love, I disliked this one quite a bit, considering right off the bat it was just kind of like, you know, more screaming and shit. However, I did like, I forget which part it was, but I did like a part of American Love, but I forgot which part it was. I do believe it might be the chorus. Then we get the Everlasting Godstopper, which is fucking kick-ass name, by the way. I love that title. And
That-
then we,
That's definitely like if I had to like pick like a amazing song title to go in like my list of amazing song titles, that's definitely one of them.
yeah, I love that title. The opening and the guitar riff and drums and just fucking everything instrumental about this track was really, really impressive. And the title is absolutely menacing. So I'm going to say that I actually quite like this track. Not only for the way it sounds, but also the fucking title, because that is just amazing. So then we get a Piss and Vinegar, which appears to be the final track. And it sounded very much alike the last track, in my opinion. So yeah, it's kind of like a continuation of Everlasting Godstopper. Everlasting Godstopper 2 Electric Boogaloo, as you could say. But yeah, fucking kick ass, dude.
Oh well, now real quick, I mean this is yet another band that's no longer together, and their lead singer Matt Holt actually passed away a few years back. He was 39 years old.
Jesus, that's young. Do you know how he died?
No, but while you're giving your rating, I can Google food.
Well, overall, I wouldn't say the Nothing Face as a band is bad in any way. I just feel like it's not for my tastes per se, and yeah, man, it sucks that the vocalist is dead because and I do really want to kind of delve a bit more into Nothing Face and give them a second chance because I wasn't quite feeling this record, if I'm completely honest. So it's somewhere between a 6 and a 7 for me. I'm going to give it a 6.5 because there were some kick-ass titles. There was some really, really awesome instrumental work, but I just wasn't feeling the vocals whatsoever, really, apart from the more melodic parts. So yeah, 6.5 for me.
Let's see. Matthew Francis Holt was an American heavy metal singer, formerly of the alternative metal band Nothing Face and Kingdom of Snakes. Which, I didn't know he had a second band. I'll have to check them out. Actually, let's see. Nothing Face, Kingdom of Snakes, and Ingredient 17. I'll look those up. He passed away on April 15th, 2017. Let's see. Holt died in his Frederick, Maryland home on April 15, 2017, at the age of 39, after years of battling an undisclosed degenerative illness.
Oh, fuck, dude. That's awful.
So, yeah, I hated. I knew he had passed. I just didn't know when. But and going back and actually thinking about it, going back and thinking about that I actually got to see them, live and experience their music, in person and everything like that. It makes me appreciate it. Makes me appreciate it even more. So yeah. Well, I'm glad that you dug the two that I sent you. And I've gone ahead and sent you your homework for hopefully the next episode or the episode after. So if you want to go ahead and announce that real quick.
Righto, I'll get on that. I just need to readjust my laptop screen because I had it like pointed downwards so I could see the TV. Let me see. Oh, let's fucking go, dude. Alright, so we have yet another Alice in Chains record called Facelift. I'm so pumped for that, dude. I really, really enjoyed Dirt. Was that the name of it?
Yeah. Now, Facelift is their very first record. Like it was their self-entitled debut out. Well, not their self-entitled, but it was their first. It was their debut record after they got signed.
Yeah, I've been itching to listen to some more Alice in Chains, so I can't wait to give my opinion on that on Wednesday. And then we also have Godsmack.
Which
Um,
that's their self-entitled. It's a self-entitled record.
I thought so because there's no nothing else attached to it. It's from 1997. Yeah, I've never heard of Godsmack, so yeah, I'm excited to listen to these bands. Hopefully, I'll
Uh,
get them done by Wednesday. I don't have much in the way of work this week, so hopefully, I'll be able to get it done.
Well, all right. Well, as you have all heard, we've got the next episode coming up this coming Wednesday. It will be The Wanderer and I. Of course, Doc will be working, but we're going to go ahead and get the show in for the week because I've got I've got a 6 day stretch coming up before Christmas, and of course, I have to work Christmas and New Year's this year. Um, which really sucks because I really wanted to try to get I really wanted to try to do a New Year's Eve show, but it does not look like we are going to get to do that. But we will definitely get a show in where all three of us are together. One more for 2020, and we'll push that one out a little bit longer, and we'll let Wanderer go over all the albums for the year. But everyone be looking for us on Wednesday, same time, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time. Also, don't forget here in the next 20 minutes or so, I am going to be on the Bloody Breakdown with Bran, where we will be discussing Black Christmas from 1974 and Krampus from 2015. And thank you again to Bran for coming on and hanging out with us today. It's always a pleasure to speak to him, and glad that everyone could come in and hang out in the chat with us during Bonk, Sir Hatman, Sterno, all of you. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with us today. And we are looking forward to the next episode. Wanderer, you got anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Well, I do want to say thanks everybody for coming along to the show today. It's really kind of helped make this week a little bit more light, in my opinion. It's been quite a stressful and shitty week for me, especially regarding everything that happened with my poor Bob. But yeah, I also want to say thank you everybody for 800 subscribers on my YouTube channel. That's fucking.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
congratulations about that, by the way, man.
Yeah, man. I honestly I didn't see myself getting to this point 3 years ago, so it's really fucking heartwarming to see all these people that have came here to hear some blonde, skinny British boy talk about fucking Fallout. So yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to my future endeavors. I've got a script in the works right now, aiming to get the video out by February. I know it's kind of a long way, but I apologize. Got shit to do, you know. But either way, yeah. Thank you, Windows, for having like fucking poggers show as well. I always love coming on and doing the Sanctum, and I even love participating when I'm just in chat or whatever and I can't make it on the show myself. It's always a great time around here, whether I'm on or off. And yeah, I'm really happy I came on here as a co-host when I did. So yeah, thanks everybody.
Brother, you know that you are a big part of this show, and Doc and I we both love you dearly, and we do appreciate you always. But guys, we are going to go ahead and we are going to close and lock the Sanctum for the week. And we will, Wanderer and I will see you on Wednesday for the next episode. So until then, hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you once again on Wednesday. Give me just a second here. I'm just trying to get one other thing wrapped up here just real quick.
It's almost Christmas, but I don't feel like it.
Right, I get definitely. But everyone, thank you so much once again for tuning in. We love each and every single one of you. I will see you on the Bloody Breakdown here in just the next little bit. But until Wednesday, guys, everyone be safe. And as always, peace be with you.